When doing a bottom-up mix approach, usually the first instrument I go to are the drums, and in particular, the kick drum. So let's give the kick a listen as is. So it's kind of stuffy sounding. I really want a more defined, punchy kick, and since this isn't a live drum kit recording, it's just built with samples, I'll resample this kick using Logic's built-in drum replacement and doubling tool. To use this, select the track that you want to replace or layer and press Ctrl D. This will pull up the drum replacement dialog, and essentially what this tool does is it analyzes the audio for transients and creates a new track with MIDI notes for each drum hit. You can choose the instrument you are replacing at the top, and this really just affects the sample instrument that is assigned to the instrument track. You can set the threshold for the transient detection, but it looks here like all of the notes are being detected just fine, so I'll leave it as is. And you can also change the default note for the drum replacement. I'll just keep this on auto, and it will put the note on C1, which is the default pitch for kick drum. So you can see it's created a new software instrument with sampler loaded up and a bank of acoustic kick drums to pick from. And it's created a new MIDI region with a note on C1 for each transient in the kick track. One thing I'm going to do here is hold Option and then move the velocity slider up to 127. This will make all of the notes have the same max velocity, which for an acoustic kick I might not do this, but for an electronic kick it'll work just fine. So now I'm just going to hide and mute the original kick. I'll press H to bring up the hidden tracks, then click the H button on the track to hide it, then press H again to hide the hidden track. Now for this I want to drag in my own sample. So I'm going to remove sampler and then load up quick sampler on this track. Personally, I'm a big fan of using splice for samples and loops. So I found a kick sample that I like and I'll just drag and drop it right into quick sampler. I'll add a quick fade to the end and then I'll press Command K to pull up my musical typing keyboard. And you'll see by default the kick is on C3. So I'll double click on the root key in quick sampler and set the root note to C1. So now the root key matches the note in the MIDI region. If your root key and the note you're actually triggering in the MIDI region don't match up, the sample will be detuned. So that's why I'm doing this. So I'll pull up the snares a bit and let's see what this new kick sample sounds like. So that's how you can use the drum replacement doubling tool in Logic to replace kick drums. In the next video, we'll move on to the snares.